I go where I want, good. Yeah. I go where I want, good. Yeah. I go where I want, good.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is another update for my home buying journey. And the last time I talked to y'all, I know that I was telling you that I was looking into a new construction home, looked into prices, looked into the fees, and just the numbers wasn't adding up to my comfortability and affordability. So that's where I left out on the last video. If this is your first time seeing my face, welcome to my channel. You know, I'm just updating my process on the journey of home buying and doing it not only for the first time, but really just like by myself. So yeah, this is just an update video to let you guys know where I am on the process. If home buying is something that you're interested in looking into, already a part of, or just, you know, something that you like to watch, feel free to subscribe. I don't know why I'm doing all this. Feel free to join on my little journey of sharing my process, my ups, my downs, and things that I experience as I continue on to becoming a homeowner. It's November the 15th on Friday, and where I am right now, and really since my last video, I've really just been doing a lot of research, a lot of internalizing and thinking about ways I should potentially go about buying a home. Should I just focus on new builds? Should I, you know, sacrifice and maybe get a new build, but it's a smaller home? Do I really want to accept the extra fees that come with new construction? I live in Florida, so in Florida, I'm learning that HOA, while it's not impossible to get a house without an HOA fee, the majority of homes are going to have HOA, and that's just the upkeep of the neighborhoods. But with new builds, it comes with HOA and CDDs, the community development something, which for me, I just feel like it is a HOA on top of a HOA. And while I know a lot of factors go into your mortgage, I'm just not comfortable with just giving away money if I don't necessarily need to. So that kind of changed the way that I'm looking at home buying. So I just kind of like reassessed things and started to look at homes from kind of a different perspective. Because like I said, I'm gonna say it a million times, I want to get the best home for me. But I'm realistic, knowing I'm not going to get my absolute dream home, but I want to feel comfortable about the decision that I make regardless of the home that I choose to purchase, right? So I've taken this time to continue to look, continue to compare, play that whole give and take kind of situation, and I had found two homes that I liked. Both were not new construction. They weren't like super old, but they also weren't new, you know what I'm saying? So these two homes were built in 2005. To me, that just feels very, it feels a lot older when you're comparing it to a house purchased and built in 2019. 2005 to some people may not sound old, to some it may sound old. For me, I just think of this house being used for 15 years, you know what I'm saying? So I'm working on trying to get over that. The biggest part for me when it comes to purchasing, while it's not a old home, it is a older home, is there are just things you can't see from an inspection. There are things within the walls. You don't know how they've treated the air conditioner and the electric, and you know, you don't know how the upkeep of the home has been for those past 10-15 years. So I think it's just always a gamble. While nothing's going to be perfect for construction, you just have a little bit more control with it. You know, the newer your home is, the better your utilities are going to be. It's going to be more energy efficient, and those are things that I was really focusing on when it comes to buying a newer home. But I'm kind of like getting used to the idea of focusing on maybe the bigger picture. So I found two homes. One home that was a little smaller than I want in square footage, but the sunlight, it sounds weird, right? I love natural sunlight, and it literally fills the entire house. You know, it had some other things that I did like in it, but it just like, it's smaller than I like, right? Then there was the second one that had the space, and while it wasn't like a complete tear down or like complete fixer upper, it's definitely a fixer-upper. Like, I would have to rehab the kitchen. You know, like the carpets are disgusting. When I first looked at this house, I will be 100% honest, I clicked that house, I looked at it, and I just left it because I'm like, no, I'm not trying to do that. Like, when I look at that, I'm immediately turned off because this isn't something that I want to move into. But coming back into it with a different perspective, I see different ways that I can actually work with it. So anyways, I found 2 homes within my budget. I reached out to my realtor, and on Wednesday, 2 days ago, we met for the first time, and we went to go look at the both of them. I got real good vibes from my realtor, and I'm glad that we were able to meet in person because it makes me feel a lot more confident about the situation. Makes me definitely reconfirms her best interest because she gave me a lot of advice. She gave me a lot of suggestions, and we were kind of bouncing off of each other. Now, the house that had the lower square footage, stepping in it, like, let me tell you, you can look at pictures all day, but it's not until you actually go in and look at a house, step in the home, walk around, it's hard to explain, but you just kind of get a vibe for, could this be home, you know? And I just didn't feel that at all with the smaller square footage. The smaller square footage was actually more expensive than the one with the higher square footage. The difference is that the house with more space would have to be rehabbed, meaning I would have to pull all of the carpets up and get brand new carpets in that entire house. The condition of the kitchen would have to be completely rehabbed. I'd have to get all new appliances, cabinets, and counters, but it still has good bones in the house. Like, some of the bathrooms are kind of dated. It sounds like a lot that now that I'm kind of explaining it, but it's just something about this house that feels like potential. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not necessarily my perfect layout, but I can see the things that I can do with the space that I would have. It's also, like I said, lower in the price point. Not like super, super low, but it's lower in price point. So I may have room to work out Naca's rehab loan. That's another thing. Naca has a rehab loan. So say I get approved for this amount, right? And I find a house that is a little bit below that amount, or kind of below that amount, basically having some more money to work with. I could then say, I'm going to make an offer on this house for this amount, but it's not reaching the max that I'm approved for. So I could take that extra chunk, which maybe gets me to what I was approved for, and use that for my appliances, the cabinets, the carpets, but it's called a rehab loan through Naca. Now, I'm not 100% familiar, and I've never experienced this before. It's not even something I even thought I was going to get into, because that's where it starts to get a little bit more time consuming. It gets a little bit more difficult. It gets a little bit more confusing. But like I said, it's something about this house. When I stepped in this house, I immediately felt like this could be mine, and it just felt good. I don't know how to explain it. I'm gonna say I don't know how to explain it like a million times. I'm sorry, because I really don't. But I found a house lower than my price point. With rehab, it would probably be right at my price point. If not, it wouldn't be over my price point, but it would probably bring me back to what my price point is. It's a short sale. It is a short sale, and a short sale is when the owner of the home, or, you know, the person that's selling the home, is trying to at least sell it for, I think it's less than what they owe for the bank. Basically, it's what the person who currently owns the house is trying to avoid it from going into foreclosure. So it is a short sale. So, you know, like I said, I was bouncing back and forth with my mortgage counselor, and, you know, we were kind of looking at things. The HVAC would need to be replaced. It does definitely have some work to do, but I do feel like it's doable. It wasn't too much to the point where it made me feel like, no, I don't even want to deal with it, because there is, like I said, something about this house. So we talked, and she recommended that we put in an offer for less than what they're asking. She already kind of gave me forewarning and heads up that it might just be pushed back because it's already dropped low. But, you know, I agreed. I said, I do want to go ahead and put in an offer on this house. You know, even if they push it back, I want to put my offer in. I want to see what's available and what they might counter with, if anything. So yeah, on Wednesday, November the 13th, I went, saw, and found a home that I do feel has the potential to be my home. Now, it's scary because you always hear, you know, you're going to fall in love with so many houses. And I know this could potentially be that type of situation. Like I said, we could make our offer and they just push it back. Somebody could also just offer and take it right under my feet. I am fully aware of that. But that is where I am. I did find a home. Up until this week, though, I would say like the last few weeks, I've really just been focusing on moving. I move in 2 weeks. I have to get my things into storage. I've been working on trying to find movers. I'm going to be staying with my friend and paying her. It's just so much happening at once. So the house search was kind of like slowed down a little bit up until this week, but that's pretty much what it was. Like me just, and it still is, like right now I'm really just in the process of packing. I finally got my movers. I still need to book and secure my storage space, which I'm gonna do within the next day or two. But it's just been a lot of moving pieces all at once. So Wednesday is when me and my realtor went to look at the house, and I definitely am going to put in my offer. So I reached out to my mortgage counselor now, which isn't my original mortgage counselor, but this is the one that handles the bank piece, the loan piece, the actual purchasing of the home piece. So I emailed him because he needs to create what's called an approval letter. So my real estate agent typed me up something just to kind of send to him, like, you know, any questions that we had of how the rehab loan, do you think I would be approved for this? Or what would I be looking like if I want to put in an offer on the home? I sent this email on Wednesday, the 13th. I didn't get a reply on Wednesday. Yesterday evening, I got a reply from him, and it was pretty confusing because his reply was a long message that I'm not going to read out completely, but it basically broke it down like, hey, I'm not going to be able to approve anything until your real estate agent is registered in the Naca system. They also have to go to this webinar. They also have to something. He was like, has your real estate agent even been through this process? If not, here's the link, so and so and so. And that message confused me because he's actually worked with my real estate agent before. I've actually already mentioned her in the first message that I introduced myself to him, as well as my real estate agent sent me forms to sign to allow her to represent me, and she reached out to Naca to provide that information. So, you know, him writing that to me had me shook. Had me feeling like, oh my God, like, is this going to be a problem? Because in my mind, I'm thinking, I want to put an offer on this house. I don't want to risk losing on potentially finding the home that I want, right? My reply to him was just saying, hey, you know, I mentioned to my real estate agent the first time that I contacted you. She has been through the webinars. She is NAC qualified. You've actually worked with her before. So this information is just surprising to me. But what I'll do is I'll reach out to her and let her know. So I basically just forwarded his message to her. And what she did was resubmit the information that she already submitted. And she reached out to him like, hey, so-and-so, you know, I have already had her fill out these forms. I've already been through the process, but I did go ahead a few minutes ago and resubmit the information. So she just basically did what she already did again. And this morning is when he replied back. So he basically replied and was just like, okay, I can see everything now. Last night I didn't. You know, now she just needs to send me the information for the specific address, the request, what you qualify for, basically all of the money, all the financials, and all the specifics of putting an offer on this specific address, right? So I forwarded that to my real estate agent. We went back and forth about pricing, my highest, what I'm willing to do. And with what I gave her, she's now sending that over to him so that we can actually have an offer letter to give to the seller of the home, just to basically get the ball rolling. So that's where I am. And I just want to say, I don't know, it was just something about the tone of the email that I had got from him. It felt like almost confrontational in a way. And like me, I mean, my initial email to him, my emails to him have been nothing but, hey, you know, I appreciate your help. Can you let me know where to go from here? Do I need this? It's basically me reaching out for information that only they are able to provide. But that response was just kind of like, you know, they have to do this. Have they done this? And also not acknowledging that I've already kind of told you who I'm working with. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That rubbed me the wrong way. The kind of person that I am, the moment that I got that response, I'm freaking out, low-key. Like freaking out, but not freaking out. But like in my mind, like, here we go. Here we go with what everybody is complaining about Naca for. The things that can, the things that can really be the factor of whether you're gonna get something or you're not. And that's just a little taste. So it kind of scares me, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it kind of like scares me for the process, because I already had a feeling. I already had that, no, I don't have time for this. I already had that I don't have time for this kind of moment. And I'm a patient person. I'm thankful that we were able to at least, you know, quickly get past that. But I just pray, I really, really hope that it doesn't become an ugly situation. But yeah, that's where I am today, y'all. It's Friday and the sun is going away. It's not even 5. Let me see. But yeah, that's what I had today, y'all. I am so sorry. My updates aren't as frequent as I'd probably like them to be. So I'm going to try to kind of update y'all a little bit more. Sometimes I'm going through like certain emotions or certain stages of this process, and I want to kind of like turn my camera on, document, and kind of let you guys know where my head is during everything. But also, when so much is happening, the last thing you really want to do is just like sit there and turn your camera on. Like, it's just sometimes too much happening at once, for me at least. But I wanted to give you guys an update. It's Friday and it's past 5 p.m. so who knows? I'm really just hoping for the best. But at this point, we are now just waiting for him to give us the letter of being able to offer, and seeing whether they push it back, whether they counter, whether they accept. I will keep you guys updated. For now, I am going back to work, and this weekend I am going to be packing, planning, and getting ready for moving my apartment into storage, and then moving myself into 1 bedroom while I continue my home search. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry if it felt kind of rushed, but I did want to come in here and record this for you guys. Comment down below what y'all think about rehabs, you know, like condo fixer-uppers. I don't really want to share videos and things like that of the properties, just kind of until I get further and further into it. You know, if I end up having a situation where I get a rehab or I get a house that needs a little bit of work, I'm going to document that process. I actually like the idea of having some say on specific things in my home. And over time, y'all know I'm a DIY. I know that I like to create. I like home decor. So any home that I get, I'm going to in some way create things that make it more and more mine. But I would like your guys' thoughts. Do you prefer new construction? You know, do you prefer getting a home that's already just not necessarily brand new, but already made, so you don't have to go in and change anything? Or do you like a little project, a little fixer-upper, something you can really just like come in, put your own touches to it, you know, within reason? That's not like a complete tear down or horrible deal, right? let me know. I want y'all thoughts on that. So make sure you guys comment down below so we can talk about that. In the meantime, I'm going back to work, and I will talk to you guys on my next video. Thank you for watching and tuning in to my home buying journey. Bye.
I go where I want good. Yeah. I go where I want good. Yeah. I go where I want good.